You know, generally, I'm a pretty positive guy. I like to think I'm optimistic. I like to think I can find the good in just about anything in life. So, why on earth would I willingly put myself through this again? Let's get into it. Everybody, it's Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and yeah, I think the intro pretty much speaks for itself. We're here to continue the Halloween Revisited series, where I'm going through the entire franchise and revisiting every movie. Some of them I am rewatching beforehand, some of them I'm not because I don't need to. Most of these I probably don't need to, some of them I just want to. This is not one I want to, at all, ever, under any circumstance. But here we are to talk about 2002's Halloween Resurrection. Yes, I know. You're excited. First of all, I just want to say, if there's anybody that is watching this that is a Halloween Resurrection fan, please do not take anything I say to heart. I know that we all have movies that we're unashamed to love that are probably objectively not very good, but we don't care because it just hits us in the right spot. So if you love this movie, more power to you. I'm actually happy that there are people that love it. I do not, and we're going to get right into it. So following the events of Halloween H2O, everyone thinks, oh my God, Laurie Strode got him. She killed Michael Myers. No, she didn't. Actually, through contrivances and retcons, we find that the person that Laurie beheaded was actually a paramedic that Michael had crushed his larynx so he couldn't speak, switched outfits with, before being loaded into the coroner's van. Michael walked off into the woods, and the coroner got his head cut off. Yeah. Cool. So, first off, just addressing this was actually something that was planned before H2O even came out. So, apparently, although it seems to us very convenient and unbelievable, and it kind of is, it was planned. I mean, got to give them credit for that. They had it planned. Does it work? No, not at all. But it was planned. And I believe certain things were even talked about being filmed, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, we pick up 3 years later. Laurie Strode is in a mental institution. She has this raggedy awful wig and a Raggedy Ann doll. And she's waiting for Michael. Michael shows up. They have a showdown on the roof. And she dies very unceremoniously by making a absolutely horrible decision. This Michael pretends. First of all, okay, guys, when I'm giving you this plot, we're just going to go over everything too. We'll just talk about it while I'm going through some things. First of all, how would Michael know to do the similar thing that the paramedic did in H2O? He wasn't there to see that. So he's trying to trick her with knowledge that he doesn't have. And she falls for it. He was just chasing you up the stairs trying to kill you. How would he have swapped bodies in that time? He couldn't have. He wouldn't have. But she falls for it. And it's just such a slap in the face to the character of Laurie Strode that it just irks me to no end. But he kills her. She gives him a weird incest kiss. Says, see you in hell. And then there's an awful CGI drop where she falls to the ground. And it really, really is something to behold. And not in a good way. Pick up to present day. And there is a group of college kids that get invited to be on this reality show hosted by Busta Rhymes called Dangertainment, where they're going to go into the Myers house and try to uncover the secrets of Michael Myers and why he was what he was. And could he have been helped? Was it nurture? Was it nature? All the while, you have Deckard, Sarah's pen pal via the internet, whatever the hell, talking to her, and then eventually plays a role in guiding her through the house. They show up in the house, and it's being live streamed, by the way. And there's all these things that are conveniently placed around that make you think that there is some method to the madness of Michael Myers, when you come to find out it actually is just Freddy, Busta Rhymes, who put that stuff everywhere just to make the audience have something to, I guess, pontificate, what have you. I really don't know. Michael actually shows up, starts killing them one by one, and that is the plot of the movie. I mean, I guess I should say in this movie's defense, it's not a very long, drawn out, crazy plot with B plots and C plots. It's very straightforward. Does that make it any better? No, not at all. Okay, let's just. I'm gonna get my positives out of the way first because I do have a few positives about this movie, believe it or not. One, the rendition of the score. I really like this score, or the theme, I should say. The theme, no, not the whole score. No, the Halloween theme. I really like the theme in this one. It's very ominous. It almost feels ghostly. It's kind of intimidating. I like it a lot better than H2O's. So, already it's doing that better than Halloween H2O. The mask. I actually really like the mask. It looks very defined. Some people complain about, the lips and the darkness in the cheeks, and I guess I can see that a little bit. It does look different, but I like it. I think it's defined. I think it's definitely not one of the worst masks in the series, I guess I should say. I wouldn't say I love it, but it's not awful. So they've got those things going for it. The opening it's hit or miss for me. There's parts that I like. I do like the clown guy that is like reciting all this info about serial killers. I thought he was funny. I enjoyed him. I do like the aesthetic of the institution. I think that place is a nice set piece. The security guard subplot is stupid. It's literally just there to have some callback to H2O to try to, hey, we're a sequel to H2O, but it just doesn't work at all. Lori looks awful. It's just so obviously a wig, and Jamie Lee does not seem like she wants to be there. And she doesn't. She's talked about that very openly, about how she did not want to be here. So I don't even like that part of it. But there's a few cool things about this opening, I guess. Bianca Kylick as Sarah Moyer is not terrible. She's not terrible at all. I think that the dialogue doesn't do her any favors sometimes, but I think she's okay. I really do. The musician, I don't know. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name. The one that says, Donna, you got great legs. What time do they open? That'd be 1:00. He's funny. I like him. He is a cool character, so I like him quite a bit. What else about Halloween Resurrection do I like? Nothing. I really don't know if I can say I like anything else, so let's just go right into the negatives. It's a terrible way to kill off Laurie Strode that is completely feels unearned, unceremonious, disrespectful. I don't like Michael Myers again in this movie. I hate the walk. He looks like he has a stick up his butt as he's walking down that hallway in the sanitarium. He really does. The scene where you get the, now he's back, and it's showing him. Oh, God. The walk is awful there. Awful. You get introduced to these characters that are just pretty bad. I think her friend, the chef guy, I can't remember his name. Rudy. I like Rudy. I should have said, okay, I like Rudy too. I do like Rudy. All the other friends are awful. Everybody in the group is awful. They're paper thin. Obviously, it's a B movie, so they're not giving you characters and character development, which is fine. It's more character types, but they're just pretty. They're just pretty forgettable, and you just don't care about them at all. And the dialogue is bad. So when you get moments of them speaking and getting to know them a little bit, it's just bad. It's just bad dialogue, poor writing. So. Poor performances on top of poor writing just equal to, I don't really know how else to put it. So yeah, there's that. The recreation of the Myers house is really cool. That's another thing I forgot to mention. There is a great recreation of the Myers house, and it's on a soundstage in Canada, but it is gorgeous. I think it looks really, really good, and it is super accurate to the original. So definitely kudos to them for doing that. But yeah. Let's just talk about Freddy, Busta Rhymes. Look, I don't think it's a bad performance per se by Busta Rhymes. I really don't. It's not great, but I don't think it's just like a bad performance. I think it's more of the character is absolutely awful. He has the worst lines in the movie. He has the worst moments in the movie. He has the most cringe-worthy scenes in this entire movie. They all belong to him except one. I can't wait to get into that one. It's just an awful character that was there simply just to pander to a modern audience. Hey, kids like musicians in movies, hip hop artists. It worked with LL Cool J. Let's put in Busta Rhymes. No, never worked. Never worked from the beginning. It was awful. Awful character. The kills are bad. I mean, they're bad. I did a commentary with Christian on this for the You Need a Horror podcast, and we went over the Sarah's friend. I can't remember her name. The blonde, Katie Sackhoff, that gets her head cut off. You can literally see that it is a mannequin stump. Like, the head gets cut off, and it shows a quick shot of the stump, and it's a mannequin. It's plastic. There's no blood, no nothing. It's a mannequin, and it is just awful. I don't know how that makes the cut in these movies. Like, sometimes when they do stuff like this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, why? The kills are bad. Yeah, they're all bad. I don't really think there's a good one. I really don't. I think they're bad. No, that's not true. The tripod death is cool through the neck. That's about it. Every other death sucks, but just bad. Oh, man. The atmosphere, or I should say lack thereof, it totally looks like we're on a soundstage the entire time. It is so artificial looking. There is no fall atmosphere. They, like, put a bunch of leaves and some pumpkins, like, in front of the Myers house, and then when they do a wide shot of the street, it's, like, clearly spring. It's, like, green and flowers and no other leaves, like, in any driveway or near any house. It's just like, did you think we wouldn't notice? It's only Halloween for the Myers house, but no other house on this street. God awful. It's just, man. The score as a whole is unmemorable and bad. It's a bunch of like whoa noises. It's terrible. Yeah, there's just really not a lot about this movie that is redeemable. The idea of this being streamed and people going, is this real? Is it not real? It's a cool idea. It's executed really poorly because all of a sudden they're just like, oh my God, it's real. Like, what? So the first death didn't lead you to believe that, but this terrible cutaway, oh my God, I don't even need to get into it. It's all contrivances. It's all there to be convenient. It is not there to make sense. And convenient as it may be, it is bad. It's just bad. Rick Rosenthal directed this movie, and after watching this, I feel like I gotta give a lot of the credit of Halloween 2 to how it looks and feels to John Carpenter, not to Rick Rosenthal. I'm sorry, it's just, are you kidding me? Like, this movie looks so made for TV, low budget. And I'm not just talking about the cameras on the heads and everything. I get the look of that. I'm talking about the actual stuff that was filmed with a quality camera to, make films. It looks bad. I mean, it just doesn't look good. There's no atmosphere. This was just poopy. I mean, I just keep coming back to that point. The finale is awful. It's easily the worst finale in the Halloween franchise, I think, and especially with the whole this is the other cringy moment I was talking about. Here we go. This is for Rudy. For all of them. With the chainsaw. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. I can't. I just can't. I can't. That just pretty much encapsulates Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, the ending is terrible. Yeah, trick or treat, motherfucker. I'm gonna karate chop Michael Myers some more. We're gonna do some spins and kicks, and we're gonna electrocute him in the balls, and he's gonna catch on fire, and then we're gonna get Freddy's great monologue of Michael Myers is a killer shark. God, Jesus Christ. And then he has this whole arc apparently of like, all right, come on, Sarah. We're done dancing for these cameras. Even though this is something I completely set up and put you all at risk. But yeah, screw the cameras. Great character arc there. Freddy. Shit. I wanted to do this uncut because I wanted you guys to see these pauses in me thinking and having these painful reactions because this movie really is that way for me. I feel like sometimes, well, I'll get to that. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. The final stinger, Michael's still alive in the coroner's office. He opens his eyes and you get this, and then it's over. Oh, yeah, it's just a bad movie. I mean, it's a bad movie, and it's a bad movie because there's no really tone to this movie. The director just didn't really have his finger on the pulse. There's no tone. There's no feel to it. It's very bland. The acting is bad. A lot of it is. There's some good ones. Rudy and Sarah, they're pretty good. And the other guy, you guys know him, curly haired dude. The dialogue is awful. I mean, it is really, really bad. The Freddy character is awful. Again, not even against Busta Rhymes personally. It's just a terribly written character. The lack of atmosphere, the whole juxtaposition of Deckard at the party, like leading Sarah is a cool idea, but it's so cringy how it comes across. It's also kind of creepy that he's a freshman and she's like, that's really weird, but whatever. Sarah, that's not how you do it, sweetheart. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad all around. And I feel like as a fan of, now I did mention a few positives, a few redeeming things about it. But I feel like as a fan of a franchise that is, you know, my favorite, which is Halloween, I feel like sometimes our favorite franchises, we won't nitpick as much, and we kind of should sometimes. We really kind of should. I feel like every one of these big franchises has a movie that is just so objectively bad, we just have to call it bad. Now, if this hits a sweet spot for you, or it's a guilty pleasure, like you can admit, oh, it's terrible, but I just, for some reason, have so much fun, I can respect that. But objectively, this is a bad movie, and it just comes across. It looks very bad. It's acted bad. The dialogue's bad. The kills are bad. Michael's performance is bad. It's just bad. It's very dated, too. You watch it now, and it feels very, very dated. Halloween Resurrection is not a movie I watch every October. Quite frankly, I watched it with Christian for UNITA, and I haven't watched it since. And before that, I hadn't watched it in 3 years. It is the Halloween movie I want to watch the absolute least. It is not good in any way, shape, or form. But there are a few things about it. I like I said, the tripod kill. I like the mask. I like the rendition of the theme. I like a few parts of the opening. And I like a few of the characters enough. I wouldn't say I love them, but they're good enough in spurts where I'm like, you know what, you're okay. Aside from that, I just don't think there's anything redeeming about this movie. I am forever thankful they decided to reboot it after this, because I just don't know where you go from here. That wouldn't just be absolute dog shit. Yeah, I'm sorry if this review revisiting hurt you guys. You know, if you're a fan, I have to be honest. I have to speak my truth. This is my truth. It's bad. So if I was rating Halloween Resurrection out of 5 stars, I would give Halloween Resurrection 1. Gets 1 star and no more. And then on a scale of 10, obviously, that'd be a 2, which is what I gave it when we did the commentary on UNITA. It is just not good. It's not good. And it'll probably be a few years before I watch it again, just to remind myself why I do not watch that movie. So yeah, that is Halloween Resurrection revisited. It was painful. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you did not already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below and let me know what you think of Resurrection. How'd you feel at first, and how do you feel now, years later? Am I right? Am I wrong? Why am I right? But again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I am pulling out.